In about 90 days, it will make 20 years since the last time that I've used drugs. The hardest part of rehab was coming to the realization that I can actually never use drugs again because using drugs had become the norm.
The hardest part of rehab was withdrawals.
The hardest part about rehab was being away from my family, making the decision so that I can fix myself. No one's going to fix me except for me.
My childhood before addiction was very painful. It was full of drugs, physical abuse, mental abuse, just abuse.
Although my childhood was happy, my home life was stressful because I did get a chance to spend a lot of time with my mom as well as my grandparents. And they had two different styles of child rearing. And I didn't know how to differentiate the two types of styles. And I didn't understand the two types of styles because I was just a kid. So home life for me was stressful.
My whole life was, I had to grow up really quick to take care of my mom, my brother, and my sister.
I can't really say how old I was when I first started using drugs, but I can say it was between the age of 13 and 14. I was close in age with my aunts and uncles, and I started smoking weed with them.
Well, when I first started, well, I'm gonna say I was like in my early 20s when I started using my drug of choice. When I started using my drug of choice, that's when it got out of control.
Actually, I think it took a minute before it actually started to sink in as far as like when it became an actual habit. I do remember just being with my friends and smoking, doing whatever. And then it turned out when they weren't around, that's when I felt the urge to want to go partake. I didn't have no money. So I was mooching off my friends. So when I realized that it was a habit, I chose to keep the habit. It wasn't recreational anymore. Now it's just for me, just to get high.
When did drugs stop becoming recreational and become a habit for me? Was when I found myself getting up every single day to get high. When drugs had became habit, it was far past weed. It had then became cocaine and heroin. When did things shift? It is what is called insidious, which means hardly noticeable. So you really don't notice when the cycle changes.
What advice I can give to someone that wants to stop using drugs? It's really within yourself to make the conscious decision to actually stop. I can't make somebody stop. The only person that's going to make themselves stop is themselves. That's really all I can say on that.
How is life now that I am drug free? I want to say amazing. I am not where I want to be, but I definitely am not where I used to be. I keep the rear view mirror in front of me at all times because that's how I see my past, through my rear view mirror, which is the smallest mirror in the car. It's behind me. And as long as I keep my past behind me and my future in front of me, the sky is definitely the limit.